Hello and welcome to Canguro English. I'm Christian, and today we are going to talk about techniques to conquer your fear of speaking. So first I would like to read a quote from the American comedian Jerry Seinfeld. According to most studies, people's number one fear is public speaking. Number two is death. Death is number two. Does that sound right? This means that to the average person, if you go to a funeral, you're better off in the coffin than doing the eulogy. So I think this puts things into perspective, but it is actually true that a lot of people are very afraid of speaking, especially speaking in public or speaking to strangers, like in an exam situation, or if you're on holiday. So now let's look at the main causes of fear in an exam situation. So the first cause is embarrassment. Now, embarrassment simply means that you become very self-conscious. You become self-conscious of how you move, your pronunciation, your vocabulary, your grammar construction. It means that you are no longer existing in a normal sense. You are analyzing everything you do, and this causes embarrassment. So this is one of the main causes of fear. The second cause is a lack of confidence. So a lack of confidence can come from two sources. One is where personally you feel like you're not worthy of being in that situation, maybe of doing that particular exam or having that particular opportunity. You don't feel like you have earned this opportunity. The next cause is fear of making a mistake. So, you're worried that you're going to say something wrong, you're going to pronounce a word wrong, maybe, you're going to sit incorrectly, you're going to fall over, anything like this. So fear of making a mistake. And finally, the fear would be the fear of not understanding what people say to you, or that the people that you are speaking to don't understand you. So these sort of four factors come together to create fear for a lot of people. So maybe you experience one of them or two of them, or maybe you experience all of these combined. But don't worry, we're going to solve this problem. Okay, so how can fear affect our exam results? Well, it can actually affect our exam results quite a lot. So there are two types of symptoms of fear. So we have the physical symptoms and the verbal symptoms. So physical symptoms can include increased heart rate, increased blood pressure, perspiration, stiffening of the muscles, okay? And the verbal symptoms can be a quivering voice. So your voice is like this, or it can be a tense voice, very tense and tight. And it can also be, you use a lot of pauses, like a lot of vocalized pauses. And all of these things combined, of course, if you are in the exam situation, you're sweating, you're tense, your voice is shaking, this is going to produce a very negative result for you. In order to overcome this problem, the first step is to realize that your fear is normal. The stress response caused by fear is an evolutionary response, and it prepares the body either to fight or to run away, otherwise known as flight. So it's called the fight or flight response. And this response, which includes a big increase in your adrenaline, causes your increased heart rate, increased blood pressure, sweating, okay? But it also causes some very positive benefits. For example, if you have increased blood flow, you have increased blood flow to your brain. Your hearing becomes acute. Your pupils dilate. You have very clear vision. So Actually, instead of thinking about the stress response symptoms in a negative way, you need to think about them in a positive way. That temporarily, the stress response turns you into a superhero, ready to take battle. And in fact, various scientific studies have shown that if you mentally change the way you think about stress and your stress response, then you can change the physiological symptoms. You need to make the stress response your friend. You need to utilize all of the benefits of the stress response during the exam. Think about it. You're going to have sharper vision for reading, sharper hearing for the listening part of the exam. You're going to have more blood flowing through your brain. All of this response is preparing you for a very stressful experience. So when you go into the exam, when you feel yourself sweating, when you feel nervous, when you feel your heart pumping, you need to stop and change the way you think and think, this is my body preparing me to pass this exam. If you change the way that you think about the stress response, you can use it to your advantage. Now, if you would like a more scientific perspective on this, then here is a link to a TED Talk, an amazing TED Talk by Kelly McGonigal about the stress response. Okay, so now some more specific techniques for the exam. So the first thing, most important, above everything, is to be prepared. If you are not prepared, then you're going to be more stressed, obviously. Good presenters, people who give presentations, practice their presentations hundreds of times before they do them. You need to make sure that before your exam, you find out everything about the exam, the format, the content, how long it is, what to expect. You need to be well prepared. And also, part of this, you need to have realistic expectations. Don't go to do, a first certificate exam if your level is, very low, if you can only say hello and goodbye. Of course, this will make you stressed, okay? Because you are not going to be prepared. This is not the correct exam for you. So have realistic expectations, be prepared, and this will immediately reduce 90% of your stress. The next thing to realize is that making mistakes is normal. You cannot learn anything in life, whether it's English, cooking, fishing, without making mistakes. In fact, a lot of very intelligent people, a lot of very successful people will tell you that the only way to be successful is to make as many mistakes as possible. The difference is maybe people who don't learn from their mistakes. But you must accept that making mistakes is normal and that nobody's going to laugh with you. But you must accept that making mistakes is normal and that nobody's going to laugh at you. So the next thing is, apart from being prepared, of course, is to practice. Now, I don't know if you go to English classes, but if you do, I'm sure that your teacher can give you a simulation of the speaking exam, depending which exam it is. So ask your teacher to give you an exam situation so you can experience what it's like to be, with that one-on-one pressure. And if you don't go to English classes, or maybe this isn't enough for you, then why not ask some of your friends once a week, suggest that you all get together and you give a presentation about a topic of your choice once a week. So maybe 1 week you can talk about something you're interested in, rally driving. Next week, give a presentation on cooking. Now, this doesn't even have to be in English. This can be in your native language. What you need to do is you need to have practice presenting in front of people, feeling the stress, feeling the nervousness. At the end of the conversation, at the end of your presentation, have a little question and answer session so you can practice people asking you questions and you having to respond without preparation. This is a good way for you to practice this, to simulate the speaking exam in a more fun and entertaining way. Now, a couple of practical things that you can do on the day of the exam. So one is take a bottle of water, okay? Because part of the stress response is, of course, that you have a very dry mouth. So take a bottle of water so you can be well hydrated, okay? Very important. The next thing is breathe, okay? Notice your breathing. A lot of psychologists and psychiatrists, if you go to therapy, they tell you breathing is very good, as part of meditation. So on the day of the exam, don't forget to breathe, breathe deeply from your stomach. And also, slow down, okay? A lot of people, the stress response causes in them, they speak very fast. They just want to have the exam finished. They speak, blah, 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 okay? Very important, be conscious, slow down. If you look at people who give presentations in English or in their native language, they don't speak quickly. They speak slowly. They want to communicate as clearly as possible with the audience, so slow down. So they are the techniques that you can use in the exam specifically. Now, one final thing. I just want to say that you can do it. Nothing bad is going to happen during this exam. In fact, the exam, you should be excited about the exam. This is your opportunity to show off all of the hard work that you've put in. This is your opportunity to really get that certificate you need, that promotion at work. Nobody's going to laugh at you. Nothing negative is going to happen. I promise you, it's going to be a good experience. So get in there, be excited, feel confident, and pass your exam. I believe in you. If you would like to see any more videos about pronunciation, grammar, vocabulary, and everything, don't forget to subscribe to Canguro English. Thank you very much. I'll see you in class.